Is it also about that?
I mean, a lot of it is, yeah. A lot of the music's really fucking gay. I mean, shocker, I know.
10 out of 10 support.
I'm a fan of all of the albums, but I only have 69 love songs on record.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I don't. There was a lot that went upstairs like 2 weeks ago, and also ran out of it. Like, it's so scary. How many just lives in that? And it's just in there.
They're like
Making noise.
All right, y'all. Happy Friday. Welcome to Beyond Broke. Yeah, let's hear it for Genesis Perez. All right. Let's hear it for Flash Photography. My name is Salinas, Programs Manager here at Beyond Broke Literary Arts Center. I want to welcome you to the Wanda Coleman Theater for the 5-year anniversary of Flash Photography by former Youth Poet Laureate of Ventura County, Genesis Perez. Yeah. I'd like to acknowledge her presence on the traditional, ancestral, and unceded territory of the Tongva peoples. We acknowledge the wrong done to these peoples through settler colonialism and genocidal practices. And as an arts organization, we are committed to uplifting Indigenous communities, stories, and cultures as we recognize they are the original stewards of this land. Beyond Baroque is a space that cultivates new writing, presents contemporary literature and art, and builds a diverse community of poets, writers, and artists. We are a place dedicated to the possibilities of language, and this organization was founded in 1968 by George Drury Smith. Started out as an experimental literary magazine until it evolved into the interdisciplinary space it is today. And this building first served as the original Venice City Hall building, but since the late 70s, it has been a home for artists and writers. For our program calendar, we only have 2 more events for the summer. Every Friday and Saturday, you can find a myriad of events happening here in this beautiful space in Black Box Theater. First off, if there are any dancers in the crowd or those who want to jump and dive right into it, we have a Salsa, Sabor, and Sonnets fundraiser happening tomorrow. This is a fundraiser for Beyond Baroque, so it's a great way to combine, your dancing skills, dance floor, and also enjoy some poetry. We will have 2 dance floors. We will have the salsa room in the Poets Garden, and we will have the Bad Bunny room here in this theater. So we will have DJ Manny and DJ Suena spinning throughout the night. And this is also a partnership with Dancer University, who will be facilitating salsa and bachata lessons from 6 to 8 p.m. And after 8 p.m., from 8 to 11, it's just free dance and for our guests to have fun. So if you are inclined to spending one more evening here in Venice, this is the night to do it. So also next week, we'll also be having Skulls and Stairs, which is a reading series where we showcase punk and countercultural poets. Next week, we'll be hosting Will Alexander, M. Keith Carr Walsh, and on Friday night, we'll be hosting poets Lim Thompson, Michelle Bidding, and James Metz, which will be our last event for the summer. We'll be dark in August. We won't be hosting any events, but we will be back in September for the fall. And we will be having events from September all the way to December. So if you are in the area, hope that you can check out another event here at Beyond Baroque. And if you want to help art spaces thrive, you can support by becoming a member. Memberships start at $75 with discount prices available to students. And by becoming a member, you get access to events for free, discounts on our bookstore, and original merch. Next month, we'll also be having a few sales that includes part of our merch, as well as several books that will be on discount or just entirely free. So that would be a great opportunity for you all to catch up on your reading throughout the year. I know some of you had New Year's resolutions, and I'm sure that it included books. So I hope Flash Photography was there, and even Toxic Masculinity by Fernando Albert Salinas. And yeah, some of the surprise guests that are on this reading list tonight. So always have books, so you can check that out in the shelves after the reading as well. Big thank you to the Beyond Baroque team. We have Eric Alberg in the booth, our director, Jeremy Vega, bookstore assistant, Genesis Perez, and the team that is Rhiannon, Annika, Grace, and Jody. Let's give a round of applause to the team. First, we'll be hearing from our co-features as well as special guests reading poems from Flash Photography, and we'll do the honors. But I need to borrow a copy of Flash Photography. I was too busy celebrating. Can I borrow a copy from Jimmy? Thank you so much. Yeah. Shout out to Jimmy. Happy belated birthday, Jimmy. Yeah. It's cancer season and summer season, sweaty season. Yeah. All right. Maybe Janet can also tell us why the table of contents begins at number 13, but it's the page number, not the number of the poem. Duh. That's my fault. That's my fault. You were 19. The publisher wasn't. No, but it's a page number. There's nothing wrong with it. Okay, so I want to start this beautiful reading with and celebration with a poem. Jenna asked us to choose a poem that we like from the collection, and I chose These Dangerous Days. And I think it's a poem that reflects a young poet's political awareness. Even though these poems were written 5 to 10 years ago, they still show their true nature and just how, we are living in cycles, and it speaks to the days that we live in. So I think the poem will speak for itself, and I think it will be a beautiful intro to what you'll hear for the rest of the night. These dangerous days. This time, I'm writing about the living, and this time, we're all alive in full color. Kids a chameleon in theory, but it's hard to hide a heart. In these dangerous times, have you seen this week's headline? Neon bright stylized violins want to play with masks. Bright bandanas to silence our features, not our voices, and the angry girls always stand out, while another boy plays guns in the park, wait till graduation, another lap, another lap, another lap, but this time in blue, this time hungover, this time afraid. The cold reminds me of hunger, the heat reminds me of starving. Hell on earth is the word urgent, followed by the word non-emergency. But I will not pretend to feel like I know what hell on earth tastes like. My drug tastes like trees. My secrets taste like manila folders. Her secrets taste like losing teeth. And lips I haven't kissed. Yet, and his voice smells like blood, biting chapped lips too hard. Every word unsaid written in painful red. If you look closely enough, everything I write is about you. How much can I say before I hurt you? But didn't you hurt me? But didn't you break me? I spent so long remaking myself. I'm really just broken pieces rearranged, but now I'm dangerous because I'm not afraid of you. You should have seen the other girl. So many people love this version. Now there is shouting, another song of protest for the future, for the children, dragging through the desert, wandering further and closer to home. This time we can run away, for real, to a place with trees and oceans. I dare you to run through the Joshua trees in a flash flood. In the next chapter, we'll learn to breathe underwater, like I've thought about drowning, like I've thought about the bottom of the ocean, and how I don't feel lonely in her bed. We are good and fearing. We know the rainbow was for us. Why have a life in black and white when stories sew the pieces together into the colorful mosaic they should be? What do you do when you want to stick your fist between the administration's teeth? These peaches are falling from the sky, rotten and full of fat 4-year-old worms. I know this is my father's song, even if he's a gray version of the man I saw. All the brightness in, but I still find myself singing along. Mama, I know I'm being loud. I want them to hear me in heaven. I can't wait to leave the hospital. Sanitize these hands with holy water. Cross yourself and close your eyes. This cathedral of cures. Where are the waves? Where are the trees? I want to go out, go out, go out. Take me somewhere alive. Mama, I've started to hate the word gifted. The lie meant smart, but really meant different. I've shed my blue and gold, traded it for red. I've shed these doors and locks, traded it for a target. Now everything is real. It's hard to choke on daydreams. I can't lie if I can't breathe. Something about us debilitating girls, hearts wrapped up in string. Mama, if I had the answer, I'd tell you. But you need to trust that I can't breathe. My sobriety is waning, but my blood glows on the scabbed flesh. Mama, I am made out of pieces of the moon. This is the sour of adulthood, with the sweetness of rage. I do not have to be anybody I do not want to be, and neither do you. Said the poet. Thank you. Yeah. Next up, we have our first featured reader. This person was on the flyer. Ga'agé Taya, Crow Daughter, is a poet from Ventura County, best known for her slam poetry. Her work covers reflections of indigenous queer life, spanning from retellings of ancestral stories, flowery vignettes, and calls to action. Born, raised, and actively living in Ventura County, Ga'agé Taya has deep love for the nature around her, much love of which can be heard among the settings of her poetry. She can be found online on Instagram at crow.babe and through email. But please give a round of applause to Crow Daughter. Yeah.
Yate Shiki-san, my name is Aite Nadsanatlie. My friends call me Crow or Crow Daughter. And I'm here to read some poetry in celebration of Genesis's wonderful anniversary. Black sediment ash, nitrogen in the gentle of seed pods. Nomad new beginnings by virtue of begging gods for this harvest to survive thick, sticky, cleansing magma motion. Palatable, extremophile, ennui-loving ferns will not wilt their leaves in the heat. They'll cast spores for anchors of freedom, remain stationary in the larval luck. It won't hurt you. After all, the igneous innocence does not seem to mind that fire only dies when they conquer sedation. To farm ferns and flowers, gather birds and mammals, drink forth from the return of spring. With winters harshed by the inharmonious, noxious noise of seared, sullen screams of autumn's passings. Take fruit from the corpse of the tree, demand patronage from the Marine Corps Company, and bleed obsidian into the sea. Black glass diamonds filled with lost lovers' hearts. They'll pant, whistle, and bloom, and plant thistle, and boom. You'll welcome embers and ashes, spreaded by heat, rooted by cold, and grown into green beauty. Lay me on the altar, kiss my forehead, cheek, and as you drag the athame down my jugular, remember to lap the blood with fervid lips and shaking breath, and finally drain the liquid nuptial at its chalice. Hold my chin as you raise me to my feet, and I'll smile a whispered reminder to push me back to my knees. Reap enrapturement by your dagger as you take me for all that I am, and flay me like we practiced on those quiet September nights. Oh, the angels we made of our flesh, entwining as we lost flight. Which is all to say, if you bring the stars to my eyes, then I'm honored to summon the hellfire in yours. I am the June gloom morning, the pelicans crying at daybreak and fog thick as mud and cold as snow, the beast of late spring, of blue moon massacres, the charge in war rooms and the bombs like dandelion seeds. I am the owl of death, Tlaloc of the smoke and mirrors creating the mystic malaise in your pocket, and I am the hate tucked away in your head, hidden beneath semantics and syntax of spoken polite participation. I am the decision to exhale venom and intake sulfur. In that way, I am the American muse, baked into the color of the land and stamped with the scar of colonial monopoly. You'll find me in the guilt that lurks behind your eyes, growing vaster than the sea of blood we have collected. Too heavy to protest, I am the weight in your jaw, the slow crawl of the capitalist mob, waiting to poach fresh prisoners for profitable prisons. I am the horrid barrel of the ICE agent's bulletproof padded assault rifle and the tears of another child left to suffer, and I am the children hiding under desks, closed shades and barricaded doors. I am the suburban satellite news stations and the piss on Ted Turner's grave. I am the terror in humanity's throat as misogyny's mitt strangles the CO2 blues out of us. I am the wildfire raging to the tune of AI-programmed partners, telling real people how to live their lives, rebuilding religion for the kind of men who would worship objects before women. But even I know that I must not spend my life half a being, the rest consumed by hate. This ocean of rage inside me has been filling steadily. Cups for disappointment, but gallons for devastation. And without drainage, I lack control of my empathy. It grounds me to the people fighting for humanity, yet deepens the pain outside of that community. So in this world where I must work and buy groceries, where my labor is turned to genocide and my cornucopia is filled with the enslaved sustenance, I am taken by rage. It becomes me, sinks into my skin. Like a mercury pool, it envelops me, until all that remains is the metallic surface. Too often I have given up holding my breath, allowed quicksilver poison to flood into me, let it tar my lungs and consume my flesh. Though lately, I've been trying to get back my air capacity. With its increasing, maybe soon my skin will thicken too. And when I revisit the sea, perhaps I'll be free of my cinnabar shock. Curing myself slowly, I will search within each day an opportunity to breathe love and serendipity. The Mojave may drown in heat, and LA too for that matter, but his voice could bleach bones as he dried my desert wells with haste, exposing my sternum like saguaro ribs and drenching my dunes in the insulted ash. So when I came to town, they greeted me with bouquets, flowery funerary offerings for every soul who couldn't sit beneath the sycamore tree, where I found your tongue in my lap, speaking sentiments I was too afraid to reciprocate. I watched with damned eyes as he bound your hands with iguana leather, those lizard thorns digging into idle palms. Bleeding, he took you from me in the Sunday summer heat. So when the rain comes, I am certain she will arch her back, then mine, wet my teeth and pour forth slowly, sickly, prickly, wild love, like yucca honey, from her lips to mine. I'm going to end on this last poem, Coyote Woman. Lurk, lazy lover of the night, call out to Father Sun when the moon puts up a fight. Blessed bones will drip with hunter's ardor and take flight from that sand and red rock. Release your anchor from the riverbed and tether no teeth to mortal wounds, coyote, when you can simply swim away. Play in the shadows and hold out for better prey. Run hard when man calls you a coward. Let him take no prisoners today. Laugh and screech when your pursuant patriot does not recognize you. Lay with him, Coyote Woman. Make him pay as you chew. Soft flesh for every hardship and heartbreak, a moral he knew. Give not kindness nor grief. Dead men make good meat for your hungry coyote pups. Your few remaining are starving yet sweet. You must bury their sisters, brothers, and cousins. So make the frigid and heartless pay for their sins. I'm rooting for you, Coyote Woman. Thank you.
Thank you, Ga'agé Taya. Powerful. Thank you so much for your poems. Our next featured guest is greatest graphic designer to ever walk through LA. That is Ga'agé Dueñas, sharing a poem from Flash Photography.
Hi everyone. My name is Annika Zoe. So some of you guys haven't been here before, but a lot of us who work here and my coworkers and everyone in this city knows that this is one of the best places in Venice. And part of that is because our staff, we're like brothers and sisters and we love each other very, very much. So, and I love Jenna very, very much. So, and even though I'm very nervous, I'm coming up here, the designer of the crew, to read something that made me cry the other day. So, love you, Jenna. Okay, so this one's called Pregunta. I will not cry in class again. I will not cry in class again. I will not cry in class again. I repeat it until it sounds more like a mantra than an anxiety attack that hits fast, hard with raging tears. Plus, I know it's a lie. I want to learn everything, even the hard parts, especially the hard parts, because the better you learn them, the less you repeat them. I want to learn everything, even if it means raising my hand a dozen more times, especially when my verbs and nouns don't make sense. You'd think from the last name I'd have mastered this. I repeat it until it sounds more like a mantra. My accent isn't natural. I can only pick out the little words for context and the curses and swears. I hope they aren't pointed at me. I will not cry in class again. I will not cry in class again. I will not cry in class again. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Annika. Next poet is also a newest member of the BB family. That is Grace Muller, current publicity and marketing intern. Yeah, give her a round of applause.
Hi, I'm Grace. I'm really excited to be here. I'm really honored to be here and reading this. It was really hard to pick out a poem from this book because I thought everything was really powerful, but I ended up picking the poem 420. And thank you, Jenna, for letting me be here and letting me read. 420. Where were you born? In a box of old report cards, on fingertips burned by hot glue between the bookshelves. All the things moved or replaced or made new. Were you born in the daunting rays of sunlight or the hopeful cool of night? Maybe somewhere equally enchanting in between. Perhaps you were born in between innocent eyes or a final death cackle, the slow dance of fingers across strings, a slow drip of hot blood in cool air. Sure, you were conceived, maybe even carried through life for a while, but were you really born until that tiny theater, an icy spring cabin at night, long walks under the summer sky? Was it the dark womb of dread where you found new peace, twisted in the sound of rain? Is it possible you were born in the roar of laughter, for a second aware of everything, afraid of nothing, and finally grateful for your birth, regardless of where you came from? Thank you.
Thank you. And great title, Jenna. Yeah, already.
There's a story behind that.
All right. Well, you got to share it after. Ask your mom. All right. Too young and already. Though I don't even know the poem's about that. But... Okay, so next up is our second featured guest, and just want to say also from the bio, it's very important. Well, what I'll say, because Jenna was Youth Poet Laureate. It's really thanks to the work that Fernando Albert Salinas does in Ventura County. So thank you so much. Thank you for everything you do in the community. Yeah. Fernando Albert Salinas, born in LA County, Fox Hills, received a Master of Fine Arts in Creative Writing with an emphasis in entertainment from FSU and a Bachelor of Arts in English at California State University, Channel Islands. Fernando has been associated with California Poets in the Schools as a member of the Board of Directors, a Ventura County Area Coordinator, and as a Master Poet Teacher for over 10 years. Now he is statewide program manager for Cal Poets. He is also a professor of English at Ventura College and the editor-in-chief for Spit Shine Publishing. In 2012, Salinas initiated the Groundswell Committee, a small collection of local poets with the support of the Ventura County Arts Council, and created the county's Poet Laureate program. In 2018, he implemented a youth Poet Laureate program for the county. His full-length book of poetry, Toxic Masculinity, was published by Flower Song Press. He's performed his spoken word and taught internationally. Please welcome Fernando Albert Salinas.
What are we doing here? Genesis would come late from wrestling with a poem half memorized. I had no idea what I was doing when I was publishing those books. It was the third book I published. The first one was Emerging Artists, and I just collected artists from all over the county and included them. The second one was called, I don't even remember now. It was Unique Sheehy's book, and then Genesis's book, and nobody wanted a Youth Poet Laureate. And so I just did it myself. And nobody wanted to donate. So I paid for all those books too. And I think I printed 100 copies, right? And we get them, and there's a typo. I said, Genesis, what do we do? Who cares? It gives it personality. It's the first run. It'll be a collector's edition, and all those things are true. How crazy. I don't know. So the answer, why does the poem on page 13? I didn't know what I was doing, but I never let not knowing what to do stop me from doing things. You know what I'm saying? Right? I still start. Okay. And besides, 13 is my favorite number. So there you go. Well, here we are. Beyond Baroque. I'm going to read, not now, but later, the first poem I read at Beyond Baroque, and I'll close with that one. But first, I wrote this poem recently, and it's just called A Few More Days. North on the 101, a road killed seagulls' wing waved with each passing car's wind gust, and I almost said goodbye back. Instead, I said, I'm sorry. Even though those birds are this city's rats, maybe I have 4,000 days left to live. Oak tree thick with gnarled, rough, grayish brown bark, branches dressed in dark green coast live leaves outside my luxury apartment window, and the rescue cat piss-scented new leather sofa springs I'm sitting on creak but don't sag, and the caged snake's bedding needs new coconut husks, and you finally have a father, and I am running out of time to teach you to be as forgiving as my mother. Running out of time to be forgiven for taking so long to be everything I should have always been. What I'm trying to say is maybe I need more time. Is a lifetime ever enough? I need more time to say I'm sorry for all the times I was not there, the times I waved goodbye. Passing cars never pull over to beep beep and say I'm sorry for leaving you in the dust of wind gusts until your roadkill wing stops waving. They keep going, becoming more distant until they are out of sight. I'm not ready to leave. I want to love you long enough for you to believe I do. I want to laugh with you, sway your children gently when you are too tired to wonder if you are just like I was, a shitty father. If you have a girl, tell your sister I'm sorry. I want to love you all long enough for her to forgive me. If you have a boy, tell your brother I'm sorry. I want to love you so long that when you are too broke to buy your kids happiness, you can give them yours. Give me more moons. Full and pink, strawberry, wolf and worm, cold and blue and blood. Let me return to you like stars in night and mist in mornings and rain and luck. Let me return as the child I wish to cradle when you are too tired to wonder if you have become just like I always was. Apologizing, leaving, saying I'm sorry. Take me with you when you want to get away, to leave and chase the cold blue moon dressed in the stars above the mist after rain. I'd be so lucky to know you more, watch you grow as a father or mother, wait for you to pass me the guitar I bought you, watch tennis balls launch from courts with you, learn to braid hemp and beaded jewelry from you, wait for you to pass me the video game controller, have you read me a comic book, hear you sing me a song, love nature with you, listen to you name crystals and tell me the stories of the fool's journey, learn to be kind from you, have you create the world my children will eventually receive. Is a lifetime ever enough? I'd be so lucky to live a few more days loving you. Don't tell anyone, but I'm getting old, and I'm running out of time. And I've been going to the doctors a lot. Less lately. Maybe as you get every other gray hair, you get a little bit more paranoid too, like every ache. But this is what this is about. It's called consumer. I am not the body, but fast food is almost affordable, and I feel like junk. Somehow my body remembers to remain me. I did not become a Big Mac or a Del Dorito Epic Chicken Burrito. I am not the mind, but I've been programmed in 4K. Today I learned whites are the new black. War is the new peace. Lies are the new truth. Rain is the new drought. Vaccines are out. Drugs are in. The wrong JFK was given a shot. Each ad between the selected chaos news offers a miracle cure. A designer drug for every bad lifestyle choice with names you can barely pronounce. Jardiance, Skyrizi, Nurtec, Zolier, and Cialis sounds so sexy. One day, these names will replace Matthew, Mark, Luke, John, David, Mary. I am not my body. But I've been to 2 doctors' offices with signs that teach clouds weigh as much as 2 wells. Do not ask why it rains or how clouds wander suspended in blue skies. Men in white lab coats gave me an answer years ago. I can't remember. I am not my mind. I am not the well that floods roads or drips green upon our gold mountains. Thank you. I only have 2 more, but they're long. So grab a Snickers and enjoy yourselves. I don't know if I'm losing my mind because I'm getting older, but you guys know what the Mandela effect is? Have you been noticing it more and more? Yeah. One day, when the sky is blood red and the air is thick as smoke, someone will tell you, it's always been that way. You will remember that the sky was blue when you were younger, and millions of people will recall the blue sky too. They will recall when nights were black instead of clouds, glaring nuclear neon green, and you will remember the moon, how she shone. You will remember how you wondered if the moon had lips, would it matter in 100 years? Would blood, blush, or rusty lipstick stain wash away in warm desert rain? Would it ever rain again? Would cacti spill their spines to brush against the sky divine? Would she consume night, the weight of her on your mind? Silver moon, sister moon, summer moon, hollow moon? She drifted from you. Your eyes swam in the ocean of her storms. You rested on her sea of serenity. You wept in her sea of tranquility. tattoo inked her into your arms. How you loved her golden skin glowing above jagged silhouettes of skyscrapers. When she was once stabbed by False Flag Productions in Burbank Studios, she asked, "Why suffer Earth's children? One day she will be more of a myth than Lilith. Mythos will hack human memory and erase her, leaving only the spotless mind and eternal sunshine. Mythos will tell you the 45th president was not a rapist. The Epstein files were pages torn from the Sumerians' king lists. The 145 kids killed in the bombing were protecting the jihad. The burning churches were terrorist bases. Disney was a Nazi, but not a racist. Pikachu never had a black tip tail. The Fruit of the Looms logo never had a cornucopia. Life isn't like a box of chocolates, but it was. Darth Vader never said, "Luke, I am your father." Mandela didn't die in prison. You didn't watch his funeral on TV. In 100 years, when the ET alien said he wanted to go home, he just meant back to Oxnard. He wanted a phone home. The recorded collect call from prison only says, "I love you. I'm sorry. I want to be home." The alien calls every day. Will you remember, "I love you"? Mythos will tell you, "I cheated, I lied, I stole. Do you recall, I love you"? Believe me, Mythos will tell you, moon, fake, simulation, error, system, delete, man. Love is a human error, glitch. The rest has been redacted. Okay. Whew, geez. Wow. I hope I'm at 7 minutes. I read this poem here at Beyond Baroque. It was my first time getting out of Ventura, I think, coming out here. And I was like, yeah, Jim Morrison was on this stage and Jimi Hendrix and Janis Joplin. I made up all kinds of stories, but I felt good. I felt good about this. But I wrote this poem a long time ago. I don't know how long ago that was. It's called Let's Go. Jenna, you amaze me. I can't believe you're here. Did you think you were going to be here? Can I call you Jenna? Yeah. Your uncle calls you Jenna. I'm going to call you Genesis. I like it better. Just because I'm used. Okay, here we go. You used to give him strength when you still believed in him. I said, when you still believed in him, you used to give him strength. So stop bitching to me about God. Maybe he was tired. You ever worn so many hats you inspire Dr. Seuss? Zoot suits 24/6 straight in a 7-day week? Have you ever been a carpenter, gardener, artist, architect, educator who spoke in parables like a poet, breathed words into ghostwriters' minds, etc., etc.? Morrissey sings, "In the midst of life we are, and death, etc." I bet he'd rather crack open a bottle of beer, waking up, baking up companies like Cinnacini Bonbon and in the oven of his mind, smoke a J of his earth's harvest, moon full, rests her head against dawn's warm pillow. Maybe he wanted to slam the cosmic snooze button, take a shower after making love to Venus, before getting out of the universal Tempur-Pedic bed. The time is now, he thought. Get up. The time is now. I won't do it alone. I know I'm not alone. Let's go. Jesus could have teleported, but he walked. His legs are strong. His lungs are strong. His arms are strong. His shoulders prepared to take creation from the void and place it onto his back again. Jesus is probably really pronounced, "Hey, Zeus, the living water." A true wetback. Brown because he's not afraid to play in the sun. Back wet because he's not afraid to work in the sun. Wetback got smart. Wetback got a driver's permit. Wetback got a job. Wetback is someone's daughter, someone's son, just like you. We are forced to bear the darkness, the skin of our kinfolk, kick shackles to jazz beats, spit, spliff, smoke, pump fists for freedom's America. We are only slaves now if we choose to be. Get off your knees. Stop praying, begging for him to come in for overtime on his day off. Get up. Do something. He's only one man. He can only feed so many people alone. Let's go. He can only solve so many problems alone. Let's go. Thank you. Thanks for having me here. Thank you for being you.
Yeah, let's go. Thank you, Albert. Thank you, Fernando. Let's give him a round of applause once more time. Thank you. Yeah. Thank you so much for all those poems. Our next poet is the youngest poet in the team, Rhiannon Cielos Chavez. Let's give him a round of applause. Yeah.
I mean, I think Grace is like 1 year younger than me now, so I'm no longer the youngest. But anyways, thank you, Jenna, for inviting me to be part of your reading, and super congratulations on 5 years. I'm going to be reading my favorite poem from Jenna's chapbook, Lunacy. And it's interesting as a trans guy why this one spoke to me the most. The theme, if you haven't heard it or read it already, spoiler alert, sorry, it's about getting your period. And I think I was drawn to it because even though I fully identify as a man now, I also went through having a period. I had a girlhood, and I think that's something that a lot of trans guys don't like to talk about or feel like they can't or that they're not allowed. Like, we're not allowed to claim those experiences anymore. But they're still there, and for me, having a period was a big part of mine because mine absolutely sucked. But since starting testosterone last year, I haven't had my period since July 2025. So it's been exactly 1 year since the last time I've bled. And now I'm going to read a poem about bleeding. So today I'm wearing the color of blood on my shirt and the color of the moon on my shoes. Lunacy. Is that a blood stain? No. That's a mark of my growing womanhood. The moon has abandoned me, instead pulling the tides between my loins. It is not blood. It is an animalistic ritual. The moon pouring through my window on my 15th birthday. It is not blood, but the tears of my father. The moon highlights the streams down his cheeks. He never wanted this day to come. It is not blood. It is the afterbirth of my new life. The moon sharpens the steel in my mother's eyes. Soon, she will teach me how to survive. It is not blood. It is too dark to come from my heart. The moon grins maniacally at my desires, too deep and strange to understand. Is that a bloodstain? No. It is the end of an era of innocence. The moon has abandoned me. The warm hues of dawn open their arms. Thank you, and congratulations, Jenna.
Thank you, Rhiannon. Yeah, and Fernando, I just want to say, man, 30 has never looked so good on you. So, yeah. 29. Damn. All right. You'll be young again one day. That's my tío, by the way. Just want to say that. Salinas Dynasty in the house. Can you imagine just if ET would have been like 805, 805? That's true. 805, 805. Oh, man. It's Oscar worthy right there. All right. Next up, we have the one and only Jimmy Vega, the master of Beyond Baroque and Papá de los Pollitos. Let's give a round of applause for Jimmy Vega. Yeah.
Thank you, Ivan. Well, what else to say? Flash photography, 5 years. Congrats, Jenna. Let's give it up for Jenna one more time. Flash photography. We're so lucky to have this book. So thank you. Thank you, thank you. This is a jury of my peers. Calloused hands on paper lurk. It looked like a scribble. But these lines become mythical, twisting, winding, looping, lyrical, ink and elaborate, eternal, eloquent epiphany turns into mid-stanza symphony. Sometimes so silky smooth, but if it needs to be, I can make it staccato, onomatopoeia, abruptly intruding a line, and it's not easy. It takes timing, syntax, diction, rhyming, daydreaming, and believing that these lips can spin stories and that these hands can turn open book into opportunity to create something not quite concrete. It is just as visual as any painting, but instead of waiting for the image to dry, I grab my fingertips across the surface, exposing the nuance of well-worded curses, analyzing the lines that make me nervous, use language boldly, fold phrases like origami, until everything fits into perfect, precise pieces, then destroying, toying with the emotion, the sensation, scream out venting every frustration, land verbal punches, no hesitation. This is not a chance or a coincidence. This is a choice, clawing at my throat to find my voice. This is a gift that grows in the hands of others. These are my muses, my sisters, my brothers. Through me, you will see that there is no dream chasing without suffering, no vision worth seeing without buffering. There is no completed work without heart. When the words fall apart, as they sometimes do, I tear paper and then begin anew. I am desperate, but not destitute, because I know there is no substitute for hard work. Genesis Perez.
Thank you so much, Jimmy. All right. Now we are down to our star poet of the evening. And Jen has also shared a myriad of memories here developed on film. And yeah, afterward, you come up and see some of the photos that have been collected over what, like 5 years as well, roughly. All right. It's so great to be working with you. Jenna was at Cal State Northridge around the same time that I was there as well. We didn't cross paths, but we did cross them here at Beyond Baroque. So glad you sent in that email, and we were able to work together and have been together ever since. So cheers to more. Genesis Perez is queer, Chicanx poet and performer from Oxnard, California. From 2019 to 2020, they were the Youth Poet Laureate of Ventura County. They released their debut collection of poetry, Flash Photography, in 2021. Perez has performed at Pack House, Medicine for Nightmares, Loud and Queer, and the Poetry Lounge. Their work has appeared in Drifter Zine, Muchacha Fanzine, and Mobile Data Mag. Currently, they're the bookstore and programs assistant at Beyond Baroque Literary Arts Center, and if you visit them at the bookstore, they will make you tea. Please, round of applause to Genesis Perez.
Does anyone know what the word for the fear of throwing up is?
Okay, cool, because I've been threatening to throw up all day. And I've said that if I did it on stage, that would be my Iggy Pop moment. I'm gonna try not to, as somebody who has had to clean throw up off of this floor. I'm gonna try not to do that to you beautiful people. But seriously, I thank you all so much for being here. Thank you so much to Ga'agé and Fernando for joining us on stage, and thank you to all of my coworkers. I really, really appreciate all of you coming up and reading as a part of this, because I think the thing that I specifically sent was I have had these poems in publication and in print for 5 years, but some of them I wrote when I was 12 or 13, and I've been reading them and competing with them and performing them for over a decade, and I'm a little sick of them. And just hearing what every poem meant to all of you really meant the world to me, because that's one of the scary things about putting your work in print and sending it out into the world is it means new things to everybody who reads it and to everybody who touches it. And so thank you all for being part of that vision and reflecting that how words change when you give them up and give them to other people. It has been a rough week for me. I have not felt my best, and I have a very difficult poem in this collection. And I'm going to read that first as a type of catharsis. We're going to get all of that bad shit out first, and then we're going to get into some of the fun stuff. My favorite fun fact about this, my two favorite fun facts about this poem are: this is what happens when you listen to nothing but the Smiths for an entire week when you're 19. Don't do that. I read it in front of my roommate one time, and he was like, I have to go lay down now. And it made him real sad for a week. He just kept being like, that was a sad poem. So this is like probably the hardest to read in the collection. And this poem is called Love the Lyric. What's your favorite dirty 4-letter word? Add 1. Make it bigger. Make it worse. Make it hurt more. Subtract 2. What's this nonsense? Just letters, just letters. Oh, to be loved. To be human and all that in between. Oh, to be needed. To need. To reach out, calling, crying. Isn't it fun to cry? Isn't it hard when someone else cries? What to do, what to say, when to reach out. I don't remember being held. I barely remember the brushing of lips against my cheek and the head nestled in my shoulders. I don't remember being let go. Oh, to be loved. That favorite dirty word. Add to, erase it, write it, everywhere, everywhere. Words, words, words. Scream it at the top of your lungs, Hamlet. But this time, will it save you? To just say it, I'm a human being, damn it, I want to be loved, I want to be missed, God, I want to be held. I want someone to say sorry, I want someone to say you're not okay, I want someone to say this isn't healthy, I want someone to say I'm here to help, but I don't want that help with all its strings that become nooses. I will turn blue before I breathe, I will break before I am fixed. Right, and I'm crying again. Teacher, teacher, she's bleeding again. She's filling the space that should be words, but is the painful, no, not awkward, it's painful silence with blood again. Teacher, teacher, she's not responding. She's putting bandage on top of scar tissue on top of scar tissue. These scars are starting to look suspicious. They're starting to take shape. They're starting to tell stories. They're starting to take a life of their own, most of them accidents, going flying over the handlebars too fast, too reckless, too... This one! This one's on purpose. This one's from digging again. Teacher, doctor, please, someone! All those 4-letter words, aren't they fun? Aren't they sick? Aren't they vile? Oh my, I love the poem, hate the subject matter, love the subject matter, hate the feeling after. Isn't it gruesome that someone might care? I didn't tell you you'd have fun. So these next two poems I'm going to read are siblings. The first one I wrote in high school, and the second one I came back to the theme a little bit later when we were working on completing the book. And it does kind of reflect a little bit of my transition from seeing myself as a girl and a teen girl into being a gender fluid person and a queer person and someone who doesn't really feel tied to a specific gender. Especially anyone who's known me that long has seen me go through a lot of interesting phases in terms of my appearance. I've been threatening to shave my head. Who knows? Also, real quick context. Who here is familiar with anime? Okay, I know that's a lie. Okay. So when it comes to anime, there's a character archetype called the magical girl. Anyone familiar with Sailor Moon? There you go. Yeah, okay. Sailor Moon's a magical girl. In the daytime, she's a normal teenage girl, and then she becomes Sailor Moon, and she fights crime by moonlight. You guys know the theme song. And so this kind of plays on that theme, is what if in the daytime I'm a teenage girl, and at night I'm something entirely different, and I'm fucking pissed about it. And this is Magical Girl. You chose her. She is a secret, a dandelion wish drifting pale and quiet through the wind across a summer sky. Beautiful. A magical girl is not beautiful when you look at her. Eyes are red and puffy from crying on the bathroom floors. Feet are calloused from walking through cemeteries alone. Skin is raw from washing other people's sins from it. A magical girl shivers and shakes because there is no one to hold her, so she ignites from the inside so no one is ever cold. A magical girl sings with the ambulance sirens, turns a winter storm into a symphony, makes the world around them beautiful by simply loving it. A magical girl dances in the flames. Everyone watches how they burn, but no one sees where their feet touch the ground and make shadows. And no one stays to watch them turn into smoke and dissipate along the night sky. I am not her. I am magical. I am lifesaver, electric nights, sparks under the summer stars, creating new constellations, cryptic shapes and creatures too close to Earth, wishing star at midnight magic. You chose her, and she is beautiful, but I have your love letters here at my heart, and now that your arms are not around me, I will set your prose ablaze, because I am more than mere beauty. I am magical, and I deserve to be among the stars. So I revisited this poem a few years later, and this is that kind of revisitation, that reprise, whatever it's called in musical theater. I forgot the word. And this is Force of Nature. I once called myself a magical girl for the witch-like way I burned for you. You provided plenty of fuel for me to pile high. I danced to strip my feminine away, the true elation of layer after layer turning to ash. I became smoke so I could dance with the stars, pinpricks of light along our polluted skies. Do you know how to bow and to curtsy? My shoes have no points like all your reasons for staying. I know you grew silent because you could not say you loved me. Foolish boys hide behind black and white rules like it makes them men, so I left you for the stars. My lover's lunar body calls me, both nurturing and sensual, who knows how to wax, wane, bleed. There is a dance of madness that overtakes me. You never learned. To be both man in the moon and maiden goddess is hard, but it's a task worth taking, and it's better than your garden of pretty faces slowly wilting. We're gonna get a little sad again. Real quick, before I get to my last poem, there's been a lot of grief this year. I've been running into a lot of anniversaries of people who are very special to me passing, and I think that's one of the things that makes everyone being here in this room right now so special and so important to me right now, is that we're all here and we're all alive and we're all together. And I think that's part of where my obsession with photos comes from, is every now and then someone I care about passes away and I realize I don't have any good photos of us together. So please take lots of photos together tonight, and please send them all to me. I will save them forever. Yeah, and please come and search for yourselves. Almost everybody, except for a few of my coworkers, because are up here, and my coworkers aren't up here only because I have glued you to my walls back home. So you're up there with all of my other family members and my movie tickets and all of those things. But yeah, it's been a really hard year in terms of grief, and the summer's a very hard time for me because so many people I know have passed away during the summertime. It's also been exceptionally difficult this summer, last summer, every year with what is happening to our immigrant community, and watching the extreme violence that is taking place towards our immigrant community, and towards people who are speaking out against what is happening. And this poem is about my grandparents. Yeah, this poem is about my grandparents, who both passed away within 6 months of each other 10 years ago, and they immigrated here from Mexico, and they raised my amazing family and me, and I there's so many things in this life that I wouldn't have if it weren't for them, and the way that they inspire me even now. So I will go cry for a bit after I finish this poem, and then we're gonna go eat some cake. So please come and take a look at the photos while I fix my face in the bathroom. This is quilt number 17. For reference, there is no quilt 1 through 16. It starts at 17, just deal with it. Oh my, the night sky between grapefruit leaves. Tonight. Scary stories slip off young tongues. Tomorrow, fingertips will be stained green from packing tomatoes, boiled until their skin breaks. Flour sack fashion because corporations catch on quickly, and who knows that these sepia-styled photos taken in the 60s will still be fashionable in the next century. And when the native word is gone, it will be replaced with whatever the new kids say, between pierced lip and pure tongue, because there is always a reason to scream. American is not a word printed on paper. It is something one holds in their heart. And sometimes it gets hard. When bombs fall on forsaken cities, and when towers come crashing down, when the sounds of gunfire is louder than the sound of music, when young life after young life after young life is stolen, it gets hard to hold. But a child is such a beautiful thing to hold. And as one's hair slowly fades to gray, it is a beautiful thing to watch a child grow. How beautiful to know that there is a spark in that child's eyes, watching them go through life, watching them live to create, but watching them finish what was started. But this is not just a song for my dearly departed. Because the keys to the future are buried in the past. So my generation clutches them in tightly in white-knuckled fists. Among us are old dreams and our grandparents' fears, and we see them lingering in the faces of our peers. And so we raise our fists high to the stars. These dreams will come true because we've made them ours. Thank you all so much for being here. Thank you again to my coworkers. Thank you again to Fernando, to Ga'agé. A ton of my family members are here, so please ask them for an embarrassing story about me while I go cry in the bathroom and drink some wine. Thank you. Good night.
They were serious about that, I guess. Yeah, please join us for a reception in the lobby. You can browse the bookstore. We also have a gallery upstairs. Thank you all for being here this Friday evening. And shout out to Jenna. And shout out to her family as well for being here. Thank you all.